And we got 344 minutes of record time. So
Oh my God.
that should be enough.
That should be fun.
Should be enough to tell the story. Ah, dude, so good. I looked on my channel. 111 videos total on EXTOL WE right now.
Yep.
And we're talking about the number 11.
One.
the intercessor. Moment of divine order. Oh my goodness. And so it begins. Yes. Yo. What's up, fam? Elijah Tyler here, and welcome back to another episode of EXTOL WE. And this week, I have my brother Christian. So looking forward to our conversation and like going back over the videos. This is the second video in a row where I've had a testimony together with someone. So last video I did for last week, I did with my cousin Josiah, and I'm realizing I have a lot of friends who are yoked like an ox and are adventurous people, setting a pattern. This last week, as I was getting ready to edit my videos, Lord shows up, absolutely blew my plan, again, as he often does. I didn't go with my plan that I said I was going to do, but he had a plan that was even better. So I said it was episode 101, and it was going to be video 200. But in the interim of mixing the video and going live with it, he had 2 encouragement videos that he was like, I want you to encourage these people. I was like, that's great, Lord. I will record those, but I'm not going to post them until I post my episode 101, so it can be video 200, like I said in the video. Said I didn't say to do that. I said get those encouragement videos out. And when I did, then that made my video 101 the video 202nd, so 202, which is way better. It's 101 times 2. And then as I went back and then started looking, I didn't get to share all of the elements that I wanted to in the video that Josiah and I did last week. We went out in a park. There was this huge thunderstorm that came through, almost blew my cameras over. So we had to like start over like 3 times. So I didn't get to do what I wanted to do, but then as I went back this last week, was praying through all those things again, God just started highlighting all of these patterns that the Lord spoke to my cousin, started a journey with him on August 11th, 2021. Then I had the incredible encounter with my grandpa's funeral and going back beyond my grandpa Barnes' land on November 11th. And then my cousin comes up to Bozeman to start of season 3 on February 11th. And then 11 days later is when I launched my company, Venue, which was then on February 22nd. And I launched it on Tuesday, February 22nd, 2022 at 22 in the evening with 22 people that poured into my life to help me build vision. And it's like 11, 11, 11 all over the place. And then as I was watching then episode 101, from Extraordinary Life with Elijah, which was the start of season 4, the Lord showed me that in that video, I said, I counted up all the videos. I had 271 videos, but then I had my children's verse video where they memorized Psalm 121, so 121, and that made my videos then pop to 272, 272. And I'm like, it's all over the place. It's just ridiculous. And then at the end of that video, I was so jazzed with what the Lord was doing in that time. If you go to the end of that video, I said, this one goes to 11. And then I flash as that graphic ends at the very last frame that says God's loving remembrance. You gotta pause the video, hit the Easter egg. But I was making a declaration in that video that God is creating a loving remembrance in the earth, and he's taking it to level 11. As you and I sat down, I was like looking at those last elements that I showed you that right now on EXTOL WE, that as of now, there are 111 videos sitting on my EXTOL WE channel, which is absolutely ridiculously, only God can do that. Yeah. It's God's loving remembrance. That was just the intro.
That's only the beginning.
That's just the beginning. It's gonna get, no, you're still folks. But the videos that went live this last week was It's Our Turn, connected to a video 3.5 years ago in the past called Got an Alignment. Out of those videos that went live then this last week on Extraordinary Life with Elijah, It's Our Turn. Like, we've been in some stuff where it was very definitely, it was our turn. And getting to see then this beauty of the Lord helping bring things into alignment with the kingdom of heaven where he is taking crooked things that are in connection with the earth and heaven, and he's straightening them out. But that as he's doing that within his kingdom, that he's also doing those things within me, within relationships together. And it's all come together in like crazy ways. So clear back, January of this year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Reached out and I was like, Christian, like, I'm so hungry for the Lord. I was like, who can I call that is going to be willing to run with me into new things? Reached out to you. We headed up into Highlight Lake at the lean-to there. And just to have a time of intimate worship, just pursue the Lord for no other reason than to pursue him. If it's not in our heart, it doesn't get to be carried into that space. Like as we rolled up into our worship time together back at the beginning of January, like what kind of stuff was rolling through your heart as we rolled into that space to engage that worship together?
When you originally contacted me about it, I was like, I've been wanting to do something like that with guys for a while, but I mean, you're the initiator for that. So I mean, like as soon as you text me, I was like, absolutely. And I talked to my wife about it, and I was like, I want to go up to Highlight, and she was like, where do you want to go again? I was like, up at Highlight. There's no service. It's no big deal.
In the middle of the night.
Yeah, in the middle of the night.
Still winter. Like, we had snow, had all our snow gear on, tramping through like knee-deep snow.
Had snow shovels and stuff.
Yeah, shoveling snow out. Likewise, so hungry. It had been a 2-3 year vision for my heart, but then with our faith family's 21-day fast. Like during that fast period, the Lord was like, this is the time. And that confirmation came through on January 23rd. And so we were like talking about it, and the Lord's like, yep, this is it, let's go. And so roll up there. I can remember as we were heading up and we were talking about going up into the hill country, like let's forge new expressions, new territory of intimacy with Jesus. But I can remember we were like, let's not take this lightly. Like we're not just going up into the hill country. This isn't just easy.
Right.
Who knows what we're getting into? Like, let's leave everything in the car. I remember we prayed first, and then we're like, okay, feet are hitting holy ground. And from this point forward, let's go. So like as we stepped into that space with that intentionality, like what was going through your heart and mind? Like as we started getting into worship and like pursuing God in that space, like what things were going through your heart and mind as we started entering into worship?
I think as we were designating everything to being holy ground and just like coming in with a pure heart and everything, it was just kind of a lot of preparation for me of like, Lord, I don't know what this looks like. Like this isn't even something that I've done before. But I want to love on you, and I want to experience you up on the mountain with my brother. And that was kind of the main crux of it for me, at least in the beginning. So
totally. And I remember when we came back down off the mountain, we kind of had a little debrief, and you're like, I didn't always know where to go. Yeah. And so it was so confrontive in a loving way. Like as brothers speak love, speak truth to one another in love, that you told me like you were going hard in the Lord, but like I didn't quite know how to engage or like follow in that. So in that, it was a beautiful confrontation for me to grow me in my leadership, that it's like, man, I did a bad job of serving you with my freedom. Like I was having a fun time, but that left you to be like, not quite sure what to do here. Yeah. So we both grew. It was so beautiful. In some of my previous videos, I've talked about the encounter with and having this demonic presence show up in the form of this black wolf, which absolutely freaked me out in the moment. I was like, what is going on? But it was so beautiful in that moment that rather than pressing into like things that I know about demonic warfare, or like, I'm going to use my magic words and like yada shaba booey, in the name of Jesus, you get out of here, you have to flee. That there was just this touch of the Spirit, gentle, like you didn't ask. And so I remember in that moment, it was so oppressive. Like I was battling with so much fear.
And I had no idea. I was dealing with my own things on the inside. But like I couldn't see anything.
Yeah, like, and then like the stuff that you were like, what stuff were you working through in the Lord that was like either heavy or difficult that you were pressing through?
I think for me, it was honestly like, you don't have as much freedom as Elijah does. Your worship is kind of B tier. And so, like, for me, it was a lot of pressing through the kind of just the different accusations, like, in my own brain, and just different insecurities, too, because it was, like, I think it was honestly to a rooting out of, like, you don't have to perform for this type of thing. Like, we're just two dudes just having fun and loving on Jesus. Like, who do you want to minister to in the woods, in the darkness? You want to impress the pine tree over there? Like, no.
He's not keeping track.
Yeah. So it was a lot of, like, confronting of my own, like, heart and insecurities, and a lot of fruit came from that, for sure.
Yeah, which I think is so beautiful, that out of that place of, like, we wanted more of Jesus. That's what we were both hungry for.
Yeah.
And so seeing as we showed up, we showed up to worship Jesus and in spirit and truth and holiness. That as we started taking ground in intimacy, it started then challenging areas in your heart. Like, you're like comparison.
Yep.
You're like B tier, like, and then like
Yep.
Jesus. I hear in this, like, Jesus then was saying, like, don't worry about Elijah. Like, don't worry about the pine tree. Like, bring your focus in and focus your heart on me. Like, is that a good breathe back of experience? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would say so. Yeah, it was just literally like you have your eyes on something else, and your heart posture is not in the right spot. So, like you were talking about with the spinal cord stuff, it was like a realignment and a readjustment, I feel like, for me.
So beautiful. Oof. So beautiful. Yes. Like, God, give me a sticky note on that one. I'm gonna chase that one here a little bit. So, like,
somebody write that down.
So make a mental note. But, like, in that, like, I think the beautiful thing is that then, as we were both encouraging one another, spurring one another on, that then things were getting dealt with in your heart. You were getting a realignment with Jesus. And then coming down the mountain, there were things then for me to learn. Your vulnerability of saying, like, hey, this is just what I was wrestling with, that I heard as a leader. It's like, wow, I didn't steward my freedom well towards my brother to help serve him in love, to bring him along. Yeah. So that was, you weren't correcting me. You were just reporting on your heart. Yeah. But out of our love for one another, that challenged me and it grew me. And then our second one then was a lot more collaborative. Yeah. So that was happening in you, but then I think it's so beautiful then to get to see that as this demonic presence showed up, and I was freaking out, dude. I literally thought there was something in the dark that was getting ready to attack us. Wow. And so I'm like strumming away. I'm like, like looking in the dark, like, whoa, what's going on? Like, Jesus, whoa, what's up?
Grab like
365. Tokyo drift up out of this place. Like, what's up? And so, like, in that, then I was gonna like go to experience and like truly like incantations and like, I know the right words to say, so I'm gonna handle this. Yeah. But Spirit's like, you're not asking what you should say. That then the Father was like, the way you're gonna address this is you're gonna pay him no attention. Like, that is your proactive response to him. You pull all your attention and intention into worship with me and focus on Jesus. And I remember it was, I'd bounce out. I'd be like, he'd move and I'd be like, yeah, and the Father's like, He'd pull it back in, pull it back in. And so there was like this point where I was like, I was really wrestling. And I was like, Lord, like, can I ask Christian to jump in on this? And he's like, this isn't for him right now.
We're going to keep him in the dark too.
He had you on your own journey. Yep. And so he's like, no, he's doing business with me. You're doing business with me. And I've got you both. So just no, this isn't for now. And so I remember out of that, then it like, we went off the mountain and I didn't say anything to you in that time. And I'm like, whoo, Jesus, what was that? But then we started moving forward, and then we were going to go up to Highlight again. They closed it down for reconstruction, so we went to your house. Yep. Again, just this beautiful time of worship there at you and Amanda's place. And then we got back up to Highlight then the second time after they opened the road.
Yeah, which I think was like, wasn't that after May?
Yeah, so June, I think June 26th
Yep.
is when we were up there. I have to check that date, but I'm pretty sure.
That sounds right.
Yeah, but we're up there, had another time we switched spots. You were on the left, I was on the right. Mr. Wolfie Wolf shows up again and shows up outside over the little fire pit outside there. And then during that worship encounter, like we pressed in and like saw it leave, just took off. So we got done with that worship encounter, came back down the mountain, checked in with Aaron, told him about that newest development that we had seen it leave, and we prayed over that area and just celebrated, blessed the water up there. We're like, we release living water so that people in Bozeman are like having encounters with God just by like brushing their teeth and just swishing and spinning and just joyously just celebrating. God gave us an inheritance in the earth. We weren't looking for it. We just wanted more of Jesus. And the Father was like, hey, I'm going to drive this out before you.
Yep.
And here you go. Here's increased inheritance in the land. And we're like, this is amazing. Surprise. So then checked in with Aaron. I remember he was sitting in the van and I'm telling him this stuff and he just like kind of starts welling up a little bit in his eyes. He's like, you know, that leadership just chatted about having our baptisms as a family up at Highlight on August 24th. No, I did not know that. And so here's God out of the expression of two brothers just not giving up meeting together. Like we just want to spur one another on towards love and good deeds. God sends us out two by two. We go ahead. We're just loving Jesus. And he's driving stuff out of the land, like establishing kingdom presence in the land. And so then Elizabeth and Mark, who head up our prayer ministry, then reached out and said, we're going to have a night of prayer before our baptisms on August 24th. And you just keep coming to mind. Like, we don't know why, but like, do you have any ideas why God keeps laying you on our heart to come and play in music and accompany us? I was like, yeah. I have a few ideas. So it's like 7 months exactly, 7 months to the day.
Yep.
And so then I reach out to you and I said, hey, Christian, like, I want to, would you come along with our family? Like, this is something that's in our faith family. You guys are over at River.
Yep.
We're at C3. But I was like, hey, man, this is something we did together. Like, we did this. This is our testimony. Yeah. Would you come along and minister to our family out of the fullness of this testimony? Yeah. So then as you and Amanda then, you brought your wife and Malachi. Brought in the full reason.
The little Nino.
Yeah, the Nino. Yep. He's how old now?
Just about 6 months.
6 months. So carrying your son into this prophetic space with you and your wife Amanda. Like as you then rolled into that space of ministry and like knowing more of like what God had done in January, what he had done throughout all of our worship times in between, like him delivering the land and like everything he's done with this testimony with the wolf. Coming into that space then 7 months later, what shifts happened in your heart from over that 7 month period coming into that space versus that first night in January when we stepped in?
I think it was just the cherry on top type thing, especially bringing my wife and kid up there. Like knowing that she had to be at home trying to deal with the kids and trying to put them to sleep. And then we're going off frolicking in the woods and doing all that type of stuff. But like getting to have her be there and to witness the stuff that God was doing in your guys' family and you alone and me, for me, it was just a sweet time of just celebration in my own heart of just like, look at what God did. And we weren't giving a lot of effort into it. Like, I mean, we gave effort in worshiping Jesus, but we weren't going up there to like, let's slay some demons today, boy. Like that wasn't a thought in my head whatsoever.
No.
And that's what's always like, it always makes me laugh too. Cause like whenever we talked about it, like you were like, yeah, there was this whole wolf thing. And there was like principality. I was like, there was a what? What are you talking about? I didn't see nothing. And so, but honestly, even out of that, it created because I used to see a lot in the spirit as a kid, and then that freaked me out to the point where like I kind of was like, I don't want to do this anymore. So I haven't really seen a lot in the spirit since. But I mean, even just like in hearing that, obviously there's the fear aspect involved in like the emotion of fear and all that type of stuff. But for me, I was like, I want to see in the spirit again. Like I want to see what like like when we're going up to these locations and doing all this type stuff, like I want to see what the Lord is doing. So it created like a new hunger for me for that too. So yeah.
Yes, which then that's that element where you said you're getting an alignment. I was talking with Dr. Spence that he said based on what alignment you have in your body, if their nervous system is being blocked and it's only operating at 60 to 80%, their body is only going to develop at 60 to 80%. And so when you align the body, you get all the parts of your body all lined up so that those electrical impulses are flowing freely.
Yep.
Then your body has the ability to grow and be strengthened at 100%. And so I think like this, like you said, that pain point of like the demonic, like it's fearful, like I don't know what to do, like that hesitancy, like that wincing, that when we get proper alignment with heaven, like rejoice. Don't rejoice that demons submit to you. Rejoice that your name is written in heaven. You're a child. Yeah. And when you got royal blood flowing in your veins, demons submit to royalty. Yeah. And so get your back straight, like sit up straight, because you're royalty. And when that alignment with the Father and his headship comes into your person, you're like, wait a minute. You're like, wait, I'm gonna sit up nice and straight. You know, like it comes into you. Like, but when you get that alignment, then all of a sudden that fear and that hesitancy goes away, and then all of a sudden you start leaning in, and you're like, Father, I wanna see. Like I wanna watch and pray. Like I don't wanna just like close my eyes because I'm afraid of what's out there. Like I wanna walk into this space. I wanna see what's going on and partner with you in that. And so I think that was so beautiful then, getting to minister to my faith family, but getting to bring your inclusion from your faith family into that and sit side by side with shared inheritance, that we just walk up and be like, God gave us, we've done some work. Like we've been working for 7 months, but the Lord has given us spiritual inheritance, grace, authority, and favor in this land. And then we just got to come up as servants then with an older leadership and just say, hey, what's the vision here? Like, what do you need? And we're just like, well, we'll pay it down. Like, we got you. What's your vision? We'll make it reality. It was just so much fun to sit with you in that space, just reveling, seeing your son there, your wife. I'm like, oh man, it's so good. Yeah. So like, as of then, I was praying through then these things this week through it's our turn. Like, it's our turn, not just my turn. It's our turn. And getting to see, just the beautiful adventure that we've been on. Men's camp, worshiping together, and then you heading off to Bethel and all the prophetic words spoke over your life, and the wrestle, like when's it my turn? And like the waiting is real. Like as you get to have these kind of opportunities where we're being developed in the dark room. Like we're being developed in the Lord and our callings, and we're waiting on his timing with great destiny. Like what has these kind of adventures and encounters together, like how's that served to minister to you and strengthen you in your journey of working out your anointing and calling in regards to worship in this waiting period?
I think especially like when you invited me the first time when I was at the worship school, I was first of all terrified, because I was like, well, me leading, like I've led songs before, but like not a whole, like the entirety of the camp worship time. And so like I felt the initial stuff was like, I'm super inadequate. I'm not prepared. Like Elijah's way better at this than I am, and all that type of stuff. But like as the years have progressed, and as you've continued to ask me to do those things too, and to step into that with you, it's created a new level of boldness that I haven't experienced before. Definitely new levels of freedom I haven't experienced before. And then it's grown a bond between the two of us. And then especially like with the guys in the worship teams and stuff like that. Like I shared that this year. I was like, I'd die for any one of you. You guys are great. And like I before didn't have the boldness to speak like that. And so it's created a much bigger capacity for knowing me and myself. Like I definitely have a pastoral gift in my life, and so it's created new avenues for friendships and like just diving into relationships deeper with people. And yeah, it's created a much deeper desire to connect with the Lord, I would say, as a whole. Because I mean, like both the times we've done the stuff up at Man Camp, like there's certain sets I've just been a wreck. I'm like, I can't. I'm just gonna weep. I'm gonna weep for a while. You take the wheel, Cletus, and just roll with it because I can't do it anymore. I'm just gonna cry here in the fetal
beautiful.
position.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
it's just so beautiful. Likewise, is the elements of things I've prayed through in the week, the joy of getting to have those people that get invited further in. I've been praying through the elements of that Jesus invited Peter, James, and John up the mountain into his transfiguration. And that as the story unfolds, that Jesus was taking counsel with Moses, Elijah, and the Father. They were taking counsel. Peter, James, and John, they're off on the side. Yeah.
Oh, got it.
Boom. Yeah, that's it. That's right. Get
That's
out of
all
here.
it needed.
Swatting flies. But like, so beautiful that Peter, James, and John, they're pictured at a distance, but they were sleeping. That I really see that as an expression of immaturity. Like, I don't think they were sleeping because they're like, we don't value you, Jesus, or this is dumb. I think they were just so immature. They didn't understand what was going on and what they were being invited into.
Yeah.
Then they wake up and Peter's just like verbally vomiting, like, we should make tents and stay here forever. It says, you know, he was didn't know what he was saying because he was so afraid, you know?
Yeah.
So there's that picture, but then there's this other picture of down in the valley. Then those three got invited further into the Garden of Gethsemane. But then again, they're sleeping.
Yep.
Jesus is at a distance and he's pressing into things that only he can do. But they were there at a distance, but they were sleeping due to sorrow and depression. And so as I was praying through those things, the beauty of those things rightly exercised in the kingdom is the joy of being able to have intimates that you can invite further in with you in spaces on mountaintops where you're pressing into things with the Father, taking counsel with him that are way deeper than anything that you've ever pressed into before. That they're preparing you for what's yet to come in the valley. But there's these moments of glory where you step in and you're taking counsel. And I just celebrate the beauty of getting to have intimates that I can invite further in with me to say, I want you in this journey. And that it's someone who doesn't devalue the invitation that those people that I get to invite with me, you as being one of them, that are sitting with me and you're watching, you're with me, you're seeing what's happening. And that you get to hear the declaration of the Father's identity through the glory. Elijah, you're my son. I love you. Listen to him. That you're one who gets to hear those declarations and those testimonies that God's imparting to me. And then vice versa, that I get to sit and hear those declarations in your life on the mountaintop where we're like, this is so good. We should, if we had self-service, we'd call our wives and just be like, sorry, babe, we're staying up on this mountain forever. This is so good. But that we get to live that on the mountain together. And then as we come down and God begins to then lead us into these areas that are into the valley of the shadow, that there's those people then that have the testimony with you in the glory on the mountaintop that then get to come with you further into the dark of the dark night of the soul in the garden, the valley of the shadow. And they're parked off at a distance. Like there's those things that each one of us presses into alone with the Lord, that is our personal destinies, but that it's those group of people who are sitting at the base of the tree watching and praying out of the prophetic revelation on the mountaintop, and they're overwatching the garden, and they're helping to push your battle in the dark forward faster and easier with more oversight, and they're keeping you aligned to your destiny in heaven for the things that then is the cross that we're to go to. Like, that hill doesn't have a cross on it, but like, we get it straight. We're aligned with heaven, and we're like, I'm gonna get my cross to my LZ, you know, and I'm gonna get it as far as I can. But then those people then are there like, come on, one more step, you know, and when you fall down, you can't make it. That then there's those people that have been with you on the mountain that then come up underneath of your burden and say, no, we're not taking you out of the game. We're not rescuing you from stupidity. Don't worry, we'll go ahead and get this the rest of the way to the mountain because we know where we're going. Praying through those things and just celebrating and seeing how out of that desire that we had, like, let's get up the mountain. Like, will you go with me? You know, we were there, we did it. It's our turn. Out of that place of intimacy, we drove evil from the land. God increased our inheritance. 7 months to the day, we prepared the way for my faith family at C3 to come and have baptisms up there in a family environment of the kingdom. But so beautiful to see that testimony, that unfolding of God's goodness working in and through his sons was unfolded and is now stewarded in a context of it's our turn, and this is our joy together. If you were to jump into like, so our encouragement is, like, straight to the camera for people that are listening to this, like, what would, I'll hand that off to you.
Yeah, I would say don't allow fear to reduce your life. For sure, allow yourself to go back to your first love and to pursue God out of that heart, and God will give you the rest. Like, it's never been about performance, like the blood, the song. And I haven't gained anything out of trying to perform for anything. So, like, what's the point of it? And if you're always known and forever loved and your name is written in the book of life, like, what is there to hold you back? So just go for it. Why not?
Yes. So if you subscribe to what we are doing, then hit the button. Hit it and then get it. Hit the bell as well so you get notified with the new content. We're not producing content, we're just producing content. So content.
So content.
And
the most content.
The most content. And if you loved this video, you didn't just like it, then hit the thumbs down button. Pray blessings on our lives together. I love you guys lots, and I'll see you in the next video.
Very nice.